Signal detection theory plays a rather interesting role in psychology, and what better way to consider psychology in the healthiest and most sensible way possible than this? Let's pretend that you are the knight. Go on, be the knight. There you go. That's you, the knight. You're out to protect Gotham City this evening. In typical fashion, you're in a brooding mood and you didn't sleep very well last night, or any of the hundreds of nights prior. The weather, of course, is dark and stormy. Commissioner Gordon is very good about letting you know when you're needed by activating the bat signal. Appropriately, you're keeping a lookout from your great big mansion, but the weather just keeps getting worse, making it hard to be sure you have or have not seen the bat signal. You don't want to go fly to the wrong signal, you know, that could, after all, be a trap. Between lightning strikes, you see a bit of familiar light in the sky, but it doesn't appear as the crisply lit outline of a bat. Or does it? You have to decide if that is a call for help or if you're mistaken. Golly, at what point do you decide for sure? How sharp and strong must the bat signal appear for you to say, yes, there is definitely a crime and I must go to the rescue? You don't want to fly off into the night to a false alarm, after all. There are a few options, of course. One option is that Commissioner Gordon has indeed lit the bat signal, so in turn the big light is shining its bright bat signal into the sky, and the signal is indeed present. Or perhaps the bat signal could be absent and not lit at all. That's another option. Or, tricky, the Riddler could have lit a bright green question mark in the sky instead with his trickery. Simply put, the bat signal could be present or the bat signal could be absent. To reiterate, the bat signal could be shining or the potential is it could not be shining. You can either say, yes, the bat signal is shining, or no, it's not shining. There are a few different possibilities within that. If you say, yes, the bat signal is definitely shining, you're 100% sure of it, and it actually is shining, then that's a hit. However, if the bat signal is present and appears to be shining, but maybe it's just really faint and hard to see because of the stormy skies, the bat signal still really is present and shining in the sky, but you're not 100% sure whether it's bright and shining yellow bat signal or if it's the Riddler's green signal. You might be led to say, no, the bat signal's not shining. Now, since the bat signal was really present and shining, and you're saying no, then that's a miss. So that would be incorrect. Another option could be that the bat signal is absent and not shining, but you say, yes, the bat signal's shining. That would be a false alarm. The last possibility is that the bat signal is not shining and you say, no, the bat signal is not shining. That would be correct and referred to as a correct rejection. Now, let's say that Commissioner Gordon is really good about keeping a fresh bulb in the bat signal, and you always have really clear night skies. The bat signal would always show up as clear and crisp and bright. If that was true, then you would always be correct when the bat signal was shining. Whenever the bat signal was shining, you'd be absolutely sure of it. And when the bat signal was not shining, you'd be absolutely sure of that as well. You'd probably always be correct in either scenario because it was very clear, the night was clear, you could see it clearly, yes or no. Now, since you're Batman, your work is very important, so we must be thorough. So let's consider this. What if the bat signal was a fairly weak signal and not as blatantly clear? You might get some false alarms, right? Some nights you might say, yeah, when the bat signal was actually present, or you might say, no, because you don't see it, even though it was really there, and then you'd get some misses. An easy bright bat signal would create more hits than misses, right? And a faint, hazy, weak bat signal would probably create more misses than hits. Now, let's talk strategy. Your strategy for keeping Gotham safe. One strategy could be, if you see any light in the night sky, you're going to say, yes, I must go fight crime, and then you'd fly off into the night. Another strategy could be, if you see any yellow light in the sky, then you'd say, yes, I must go fight crime, and fly off into the night. Your third strategy might be, if the light is yellow and it is shaped like a bat, then you're going to say, yes, I must go fight crime, and then you fly off into the night. Which of those three plans would you consider to be conservative or liberal? If you're taking a conservative route, you would always say no unless you were 100% sure that you saw the bat signal shining. Unfortunately, even though you'll get all correct rejections, you'll probably also get some misses. If you're more liberal in your strategy, you could always say yes, and then you'd get all the hits. However, that would also mean that you'd probably get a bundle of false alarms now and then too. A hit refers to when you're exposed to the bat signal shining and you correctly recognize it as the bat signal shining in the night sky. A hit is usually considered to be a positive outcome of testing, while the stimulus, aka the bat signal, is present and acknowledged by the observer, aka you, the night. A miss occurs when you're exposed to the stimulus, aka the bat signal, but you do not acknowledge the present stimulus, aka you don't acknowledge that the bat signal is up there shining in the night sky. Generally, a miss is viewed as a negative outcome as it points to something within the testing being wrong, aka the bat signal was shining in the sky, but you did not detect or notice it. A false alarm, as mentioned previously, occurs when the bat signal or stimulus used in testing is not shining or present, but you think you saw it or had an encounter of some kind with it. A correct rejection occurs when the bat signal is not shining or the stimulus is not present, and you do not say, hey, I see the bat signal. You don't acknowledge the stimulus, and it's not there. This is considered a positive outcome since you were correct in it not being present. I do hope that this has been insightful, maybe even a little entertaining. Thank you for your time.